Hi fans of high quality entertainment. I did a kind of a sad face for my thumbnail because it is sad. This was his final studio album, Blackstar. And it's also sad that this is the end of the ranking and reviewing of David Bowie. I would once again just like to thank everybody that watched all of the videos in the series. I also, before I review this and give a ranking, I want to mention that as great as David Bowie was, he picked some of the finest musicians on the planet and on Mars. Mike Garce, Gail Ann Dorsey. She looked so cool with him, you know, in the live video footage that I've seen of her with David Bowie. And she's a superb bassist. Mick Ronce, and of course, the Spiders from Mars, the whole band. Robert Fripp, Carlos Alomar, Earl Slick, Adrian Belew, who David Bowie stole from Frank Zappa's band. And Frank Zappa said to David Bowie, I read the book about this, Frank Zappa said to David Bowie, F you, Bowie, or whatever, something like that, but he swore at him. And Stevie Ray Vaughan, and the list goes on and on and on. It would take half an hour to list all of them. Superb musicians, and Tony Visconti, Brian Eno, great production work. It's Molly. You answer it. This, okay, first of all, just like a lot of you, the first thing I was aware about this album was the video, Blackstar. And I think I'd only watched, I know it was released just before he passed away, I believe, like a day or two. And so he passed away when I first saw the video, and it really got to me. It's definitely a weird video. I mean, I've seen it dozens of times, but it's just an amazing video. And then Lazarus, is that how you say it, Lazarus? Was, it almost, well, I think it did top it for the emotional aspect, because, you know, him being not looking very healthy and everything, and yeah. So last night, for probably, I've listened to this dozens and dozens of times, and last night, while listening to the album, it was during Lazarus. The tears came. Yeah. I got very emotional. And I think it's because I've listened to his whole life, really, his whole discography from start to finish. The last few weeks, and it's just, I loved David Bowie before I started this. I mean, I was a huge fan, and since doing this, I am a huger fan. He is up there. There's Paul McCartney and David Bowie, and then everybody else for a solo career for me. And I'm going to get to the songs, and I'm not going to cry, I don't think. Don't worry. But it's, yeah, I think it's with She Was a Tis a Pity She Was a Whore, that you can hear, especially at the very beginning, before he starts singing, you can hear him breathing and all that, and you can tell that he's not in the best health. even with his vocals, which are amazing. But you know, he wasn't in the best health for this recording, and so there's. Let's get to the songs. Blackstar is just phenomenal. And the part I love in it the most, that really gets to me, is something happened on the day he died, you know. That always really gets to me. But it's such a ride, that the whole song. It's like going on an amusement ride and the ups and downs, and just amazing. 'Tis a Pity She Was a Whore is awesome. It kind of reminds me of Dirty Boys from the previous album, except it's even crazier and jazzier and just really experimental. But I loved it right away, and it's, you know, like last night when I was listening to this is my favorite song on the album. And then the next song comes on, I'm thinking, no, this is my favorite song on the album. Okay, Lazarus, like I've already mentioned, it got to me last night. It's just great. Sue, or In a Season of Crime, is awesome. I think some people, even on Rate Your Music, there's 2 or 3 songs that they don't rate quite as highly, because when you join Rate Your Music, you can see ratings for every song, which is kind of cool. It's, I think, $15 a year, and very well worth it. But I love it. Girl Loves Me, I love it. Dollar Days is awesome. And it ends with I Can't Give Everything Away. And everybody gets their own meaning, of course, for lyrics. And I'm not always the biggest lyric guy, except for maybe Sparks, because, you know, the kind of humor and wit in their lyrics, and Lou Reed and some others, and the Beatles. But overall, lyrics aren't something I always, you know, it's the whole song, the whole package. But for me, I Can't Give Everything Away. What I get out of it, just from that, the title alone, is, you know, he was dying, and he didn't want the world to know. He can't give everything about him to his fans. Like, some things need to be private. And he was I'm gonna get emotional. He's just a great artist. Seriously, I got in the series, guys. Thank you. This goes in my rankings. There it is. It goes in my rankings at number 1. That's right, number friggin' 1. It's just a perfect album. Even with like Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, which drops to 2, It Ain't Easy, that's on that album, It Ain't Easy, isn't quite as great as I feel as the rest of the album. And every other album, there's, you know, 1 or 2 songs that I really like or love, but they're not as great as the other songs on the album. With Blackstar, like I said, I absolutely love it from start to finish. And so, some of you, they might think, oh, it's because he passed away and all that. Well, I guess, right? It's part of it. It's but the songs are that great. It's yeah, it really affects me every time I listen to it or talk about it. Yeah, it's an A+. It's number 1, and I wouldn't change. You know, looking at it, I'm happy with the rankings. In time, you know, the albums will go up and down, and But you know what? I forgot to move The Man Who Sold the World up, and it's no big deal. I don't care. Rankings are just for fun. But The Man Who Sold the World is definitely more than a B. I'm going to fix it when I print this, when I edit it. It's going to go up quite a bit, because I do. Everything else I like where it is. The Man Who Sold the World, though, it's moving way up. It's moving up. It's moving up between his 1969 album, which I play a lot, I absolutely love, and Young Americans. Yeah. It's going to go into 14th spot with an A- for you Man Who Sold the World fans. That's the one I kind of screwed up on. First time I've ever had a screw up. So that's it. And thank you all again for watching this series and leaving comments. And next up, I'm going to be reviewing and ranking and crying over Sparks albums and Paul McCartney albums. And one other quick thing I noticed, which is kind of cool, is David Bowie has 25 studio albums. Sparks have 25 studio albums, and Paul McCartney has, with Wings, has 25 studio albums. What a coincidence. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.